What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Y'all come to the Zoom room. And for those who are in the free view version of the challenge, welcome as well. I will only see the comments for the people in the loves and fellow creatives. Y'all. I will only see the comments for the Zoom room for the most part. I'll check over every now and again to see what's going on the YouTube side. But I just want to make sure that you all can hear me. We're in here clear. I'm actually at the print shop in Atlanta. So I have some surprises for you all this week who are in the challenge. I see y'all coming on into the Zoom. Come on in. All right, all right. I see we're coming on in the room. Let me know if you all have any trouble hearing me. Let me see in the Zoom room. I see the chat. And I'll move these Zoom tools right off my screen so y'all can see. All right, now I know Craft to Quit is in the room right now, but let me know in the chat of the Zoom room if you're in Craft to Quit, if you're in the Gold VIP membership, or if you're not in any membership at all, you could just tell me that this is your first time doing a challenge with me. Just let me know. I want to see who we have in the room today so I know who I'm talking to. All right, Swan, Crafts to Quit, Lynn, C2Q, Jennifer, Sherlyn, two. Okay, this is your first time. Okay, so one fly girl. I know you one fly. Let me know what your name is so I know how to look out for you. So our Crafts to Quit crew, they're our OG triple OGs pretty much. So I know that they have a lot of this stuff grasped. So I want to make sure that, especially for those of you all who are getting into the Zoom room for the very first time, please don't be scared. The whole point of what we're doing is to make sure that you get some hands-on help, okay? No worries. What I'm gonna do, Kim, see if I can. Will it allow me to? I was gonna see if I could change your name there so that it shows as Kim, so I know how to refer to you. Give me just a moment, love. Rename. There you go, Kim. Oh, you could change it. Oh, you know about Zoom. All right, all right. Letting y'all on in. Y'all come on in. Now, I am going to turn the sound off for people entering the room in just a little bit because it does get a little bit distracting, or I may have to leave it on just in case one of you, sometimes Zoom malfunctions. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. It'll kick you out the room and you'll need to come back in. So if that little ding noise does not bother you, you want me to keep it on just so that I can see if someone is entering the room, or I can hear if someone's entering the room, even if I can't see it. All right. I'm so proud of y'all for showing up for this week. And I know it's a holiday today, but we had postponed this challenge for almost 3 weeks now. And I know I want to get you all ready for the holiday season. So for those of you all who are in the Zoom room, you're in Craft to Quit, or you purchased the challenge, you will have the replay available to you. All right. And if you all will do me a favor, you can turn off your cameras. We'll have a point in time where we'll do cameras, but if you turn them off, it'll make your computer go faster while Zoom is going. All right. Good deal. All right, so this is how this week is going to go. At 7 o'clock, this is I'm going to demonstrate. I'll help you all make sure that you have your setups correct. I will do a free session we have a free view class. This is my way of giving back. So whenever I do a paid challenge, I like to have a free portion of it too, just to let people know what it is that we're doing. And even if you only attend the free part of the challenge, you should be leaving with enough strategy to take this to the next level and just the challenge the next time, because this is going to help you earn. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do those in the room right now, um, we're going to pretty much design an entire party setup. Okay. And that includes even some things that are not on the screen right now. This is just a physical event that I just designed for using the same stuff that I'm going to show you this week. Okay. And in just a moment, I'll even be able to show you some pictures of this stuff. So as you all are coming into the room, I want to give you the why before I show you the how. Is that all right? If that's all right, go ahead and give me a 100 in the chat. If it's okay that I show you the why before I show you the how. The reason why I do that is because I want you to understand what we're doing, what we're building on, the concepts that are going to be growing this week, because y'all get me for 5 days straight. Okay. I've never incorporated Canva as part of the challenge, but so many of you told me that you're using Canva. This is where you're starting out. This is where you're most comfortable. So I decided to meet you where you're at, right? And then from there, we're going to grow you this week. I was gonna say this month, but this is literally happening in 5 days. So by day 3, which is on Wednesday, we're going to get you into Photoshop as well. And then that way you're going to see how you can use Canva, how you can use Photoshop, what the differences are, and what some of those limitations even are. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is go ahead and demonstrate in Canva how I would build a simple design. Now, this design could be for invitation, t-shirts. You can use it for poster graphics, anything that you can think of. And I'm going to keep the principles very simple so that we know how to create this over and over again. But essentially, I'm also showing you how we're going to be making a template from this. All right. And I'm still letting folks into the Zoom room. So y'all don't mind me. Don't mind me. Now, if you are in the free view side of the challenge and you want to come over to the paid version of the challenge, in that case, you want to go ahead and sign up today, because once we get past today, it's going to be supercharged and we're going to be building on the concepts. And I'm going to shut down the live version of the class. You can purchase the replay after the fact, but I don't think you want to miss the value that you're going to get from the live hands-on class. So many people that I talked to told me that they'll watch videos, but they just need someone to walk them through the process. And that's what this live class is all about. That's why you want to be in the Zoom room. All right. So I'll get a chance this week to show you some of the physical products that were produced here. So I'm going to go ahead and take you through how this was executed on the graphic side, so that you see how your design skills can level up from whether right now, if you're just doing flyers or you're doing t-shirt designs and you want to truly level up that design game to enter the industry of events, parties, even productions, y'all. Like, this is where your work can go. Commercial booths, businesses. This is where you're going to grow your skill level to where now you're at professional level. All right. So just showing you some of these graphics here. We're going to be doing the same thing this week, y'all. So I want you to get your brains together, because we're going to be brainstorming at before I demo the Canva. We're going to be brainstorming, what are you going to be building this week? What kind of Christmas party are you going to be building this week? Tomorrow, we'll make the AI artwork for it. So for instance, the storefront here is AI artwork. This globe here is AI artwork. Even this ornament that's here is AI artwork. Okay. The pattern that's here in the arch and the pattern that's also on the floor is AI artwork. So we are going to definitely get into AI tomorrow. And then we're also going to get into, by Friday, I'm going to show you all how we take one design, and we're going to take that one design and it's going to propagate for party favors, for some of your printables, for your pillows, ornaments, pretty much anything you could think of printing. We're going to take one design and propagate those images. So this happens to be some water bottles, some Rice Krispie treats down here, and some Hershey bars. And this is just showing you in the physical setting how all of these things were required to pull off this event. All right, so I'm showing you here the AI design was involved in doing the storefront, the snow globe there, the floral pattern, and the ornaments. All right, and Coach Nancy, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put you as co-host. So just in case I don't hear someone coming in, or I'm just, mouthing off, and you know how I get, you can go ahead and help me let folks into the room. All right, all right. All right, so it looks like we have a full room here. Oh, you don't see the screen share? So if you see me on the screen and you don't see the screen share, you may have to adjust your Zoom settings. So for those of you who may not be familiar with how we run the Zoom classes, when it gets to the VIP portion, you will be sharing your screen, and then you can also control what you see on the screen. Okay. Now, Tamara, do you happen to see what's on the screen now? I just want to make sure before I move on. If you need some help, just let me know. Okay, so what you need to do is go to your Zoom view settings, and you need to change the view setting. Okay, let me know in the chat what you see for your view setting options, and then I can help you. Because even if you shared your screen right now, I can't see your Zoom functions.
Hey, I see speaker, gallery, multi-speaker, hide self-view, show non-video participants, show meeting timers, and exit full screen.
Okay, so you said the first one was speaker. What's the second one?
Gallery.
Gallery is going to show everybody's image. And as a matter of fact, right now, nobody should have a camera on but me. So it should, I think we have one here right now. Sherlyn, I'm going to go ahead and turn off your camera, only because it'll make it go faster when we do our artwork today. Same thing for you, Sherry. I got you though. Okay. And do you have your Zoom going to full screen?
My Zoom is on, right now it's on speaker.
Okay, try changing those settings and see if any of those bring up the screen share. Does anyone else have an issue seeing my screen share tonight?
Maybe exit full screen. No.
Now, what you may want to do, you may want to come out, like close out of Zoom and click on the Zoom link again and see if that's going to help you.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
try.
Okay. Let me know if that doesn't work for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right. So another thing that we can do with these designs are some pillows. These are actually sublimated pillows. I do have an example of them. I will show you in just a little bit. Hey, Levi, can you go grab me that sublimation pillow, please? Don't run. It's okay. You can take your time. All right. So also have some of the treats examples here with me, just showing you like this was a real deal physical project. Oh, water. Hold on, y'all. Let me not fall out of this chair. Let me not do that on the live. All right. So this is a water bottle here. Let me see if you all can see it. Now let me see where my Zoom functions went. Thank you. Emma, go talk to your dad. So that was- All right. Okay. So can you see my video as well? Because I don't see my video. I don't know if you all see my video. But if so, then these are Hershey bars here. There it goes. I see it now. Hershey bars there. Y'all see them? And then we have Rice Krispie treats, same design. And water bottle. See, I know there's a little delay there. And then there's pillows. These are really soft. They feel like velvet, but it is actually a polyester. And when I tell you they sublimate beautifully, they have texture to them. They look, oh, hold on a second. Let me see if I can turn off my Zoom background for a moment. I got y'all. Hold on just a second. I got y'all. There it goes. Okay, now y'all can see me. Okay, I'm at the print shop. Okay, so here are the really soft and luscious velvety pillows. All right. And just in case you didn't see before, let me stop my screen share for a moment so you all can see a little bit bigger. Oh, does my video look this blurry? It might be the internet connection, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, it may be the internet connection. Like I said, I'm at the shop, so I have some cool things I want to show y'all. All right, so water bottle label, Rice Krispie treats, and Hershey bar were just some of the things. I have some large format things that I'm going to show you all later on when we take a break. I'll go to the back room and just kind of give you a sneak peek of some of the items. And then that way, when you all have questions in the VIP section, the VIP session, we'll start that at 8 o'clock. And we're going to start with your questions on some of the stuff that we're designing this week. And then we're going to jump right into Canva so that we can get some Canva experience in. Then that way, if you have any questions about any of these items that we're looking at right now, we're going to be designing these things this week, okay, in this challenge. All right, this is an accordion wall, and I was so excited to bring out this product because I haven't seen it a lot. And I wanted to make a template for it that made it super easy. So the way this accordion wall works, let me share my screen again because y'all aren't seeing it this time. This time it is me, not you. All right, so last I showed you was the pillows. Okay. And next is this accordion wall. So the accordion wall is an alternative type of backdrop feature, but from one side, it displays one image or one set of words, and from the other side, it displays a totally alternate image. So you can get really creative with these. And as you can see, on one side, it has text. All right. And then on the other side, it has an image that is AI generated. I'm going to show you all how we did that. And it also has custom color here so that it matches the theme. It has the logo here, but from one view, you see one image, from the other view, you see the other image. All right, so this is what we're looking like for this week. I just wanted to go ahead and give you all a breakdown. So the Freeview class, we're done with the Freeview class. Usually by about 7:45. You have the opportunity to upgrade to the paid version of the class. If you feel like you're going to be missing something and you want to get in on the action, it's not too late. Okay. Now, we did have an early bird price that's over with. So just make sure that you join if you want access to the templates, if you want access to the VIP session, which is where we do hands-on in the Zoom room. So most of you right now are in the Zoom room. And some of you are on the YouTube side. That's our Freeview class, okay? So today we're going to go over Canva. We're also going to do some background work into what we want to kind of build this week, because I want you all to see how you build from the ground up, from conception to execution. Okay. Day 2, we're going to be going over AI artwork, and not just going over it. We're actually going to be creating it together inside of the Zoom room. Day 3, we're going to be creating a Photoshop design inside of Photoshop. So of course you need to make sure that you have Photoshop. If you need help with that, make sure that you let us know in the chat of the Zoom room so that we can make sure that you know the proper way to go ahead and get the $9.99 version of Photoshop, $9.99 per month version of Photoshop. You don't need the $20 version, the $58 version, any of that, okay? So I just want to make sure that you all know that there is a basically $10 version of Photoshop that you can do for this setup. All right. And then next, we're going to do a Canva motion ad on day 4. Sounds complicated, but we're going to make it super easy. And day 5, finally, we're going to do the mock-ups, but we're going to do auto mock-ups. So remember when I showed you the graphic on the water bottles, pillows, the treats, the backdrops, all of those things? We're going to show you how you can design one time, one item, and it can propagate that design to, we have an Automizer has 100 items, but we're going to focus on a good core about 15 items in this whole party planning process. Okay. All right. So again, these are some of the things that we did develop for an actual event. And shout out to Easy Peasy Party Planning. Kim Paramount had this beautiful event and we were able to design for it. And I just want to show you how we were able to do that. And we've been designing for the past 4 to 6 weeks, I think almost 6 weeks now, going up to the holiday season. So we built up a lot of designs, and I want to show you what to do with these things now, because you may not have known, but this whole time we were designing to create this huge party experience. Okay. So now we're going to put it to work. All right, so let me go ahead and get on to the Canva side of things, because I think we're all situated in the room. Check the chat real quick. Oh, Anita, so the satin ones are good too. The pillows, the satin ones are beautiful as well, but these right here, they feel so plush. They feel so luxurious. They do feel like velvet, but they are, they're a polyester material. Okay, so I can't wait to show you all that stuff this week, because we're gonna definitely get into it. All right, all right. So speaking of getting into it, let's go ahead and get into Canva. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, y'all know that I'm a Photoshop girly. Y'all know that Photoshop is my boo. But at the same time, I want to show you that you can even start in Canva and build your design skills and still make phenomenal artwork, okay? So in class tonight, I'm going to give you whatever file I make right now. I'm actually going to give you that tonight so you have it as a template. But I also want you all to practice designing tonight on your screen so that I can look on your screen and I can tell you, oh, this is where you click. If you get stuck, I can help you. Okay. So of course, for the Freeview class, I'm going to go ahead and show you all how it's done as well. And then in the Zoom session, in the VIP session, I'll get a chance to actually coach you all through it and make sure that you can do it as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our setup here. Now, if you are not enrolled in the VIP challenge and you want to be in the VIP challenge, all you have to do is message us on the Facebook page or the Instagram page. And you can message us the word auto. Nope, I lied. Message us the word VIP. Okay, so you message us the word VIP and it'll automatically send you the link where you can sign up for tonight. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to give you some free things here because these things are not the easiest to do starting out, but as long as you have these elements, it's going to make building any design a lot easier. So one thing it has on there is a frame. I call this a grunge frame. Okay, I'm very much into using the grunge frames because I feel like for a very long time now, I've shown you all my disdain, my dislike for hard edges. Okay. So this is one of those ways where you can have a very unique artsy looking edge, and it's basically a grunge frame. Next, I've got this element right here. I'm going to hold down Control so it doesn't snap into the frame. But this is just basically like a gradient type of bar. I use this frequently instead of using like the little circles. A lot of people will use the gradient circles and they'll put the circles over and over and over again. And then that's how they look like a fade off onto the Canva platform. It's really not a fade off. It is just basically it's a cover that you use as a solid color that does have a gradient fade off. So I'll show you the difference later in Photoshop where we use layer mask to basically fade off that bottom, and it is much more realistic and it's truly easier. I know people think Canva is easier, but I want to show you those differences, okay? All right. And then finally, the starter file that you get tonight will have a text that's already on here because you probably do not have this font. I'm going to give you the font so you can practice later. If you have a Canva Pro account, you can practice uploading this to your brand kit. And then that way you would actually have a understanding of how to make or how to install or upload custom fonts to Canva. But I'm giving you this one because it's not in Canva and it's one of my favorite scripts to use. So we're going to use this today. All right. And then of course, in your folder, I'm going to give you some files. And this is what we're going to do with the files right now. We're going to take everything that's in the folder. So this is what your folder should look like when you unzip it. You don't have it yet, just yet, because I want to make sure everybody is on the same page. And then also I want to make sure I can give you my version of the Canva file after I finish building it. Okay. So I'm going to take all of these pieces here. I'm going to hold down Shift after I select the first one, hold down Shift, select the last one, drag and drop it over into my uploads. Then you'll see that is uploading here. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do in building out this is I'm going to take the first page and I'm just going to duplicate it because I don't want to mess up my first page here. And the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill up my background here. And what I'll do is move this down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. The frame is open. The frame is custom created for you. I'm going to take this background image here and drop that into the frame. Now, this background image is basically an AI version of an Whoville-ish, Grinch-ish type of background. This did not come from Dr. Seuss. This came from AI. It actually came from AI class number 48. So I dropped that in there. And it's fitting right now, as you can see, all the way to the bottom. And the next thing that I want to do is just tap and grab what I'm going to call my subject image. So your subject image may be a person, it may be a model, it may be perhaps a character that you created, like we created this one in AI. All right. And I want to remove the background from this one. So very simply, I'm going to hit BG Remover. I'm going to get rid of that background there. All right. And I will say this, over Photoshop, I prefer the Canva background remover. Can y'all believe that? Now, see how it snapped into the frame here? I'm going to hold down Control because I don't want it to snap into the frame. All right. So I'm holding down Control. It will not snap into the frame, but I have this nasty little hard line down here, and that's not really what I want. So I'm going to go over, so I can select the image here, go to my position. I'm going to go to layers, and I want the position of this character to be underneath the gradient there that I have created. And I'm going to move that gradient until it looks like it's fading off the bottom of that very hard line there. And I'm going to hold down Control so it doesn't pop into that background frame there. And that looks good right about there. But you'll notice that this is hanging all outside of my frame here. I don't like that, so I'm resizing it by the corner nodes there. And if something is really like it's in your way and it's bothering you, you can turn off the opacity for it and even lock it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it below everything just so that it's not the primary point of what I'm touching on. Now, I do feel like there's a better and easier way to do this in Photoshop. However, I want to show you everything, even the hacks and the things that I discovered that I can do that's just like Photoshop inside of Canva. All right, now this particular color right here is definitely not what we want to fade off. So I'm going to go to edit and I'll go to my duotone here. And there's highlights and shadows. For this particular highlight color, I can use my color picker. And I'm going to pick a color that's somewhere in this snow so that it looks more convincing that this is a fade off. Now in Photoshop, we don't have to play like this. We don't have to pretend that something faded off. We actually have a very easy way to fade it off with the paintbrush and using a layer mask. But I just want y'all to know that this is a hack where you can not have to put those little circles over and over and over again, and it does help out. All right, so now I'm ready for my text. I'm going to go to the position, go to my two Grinchmases, and I'll tell you why I have two in just a moment. I'm going to hold down Shift so I can select the first and the second one and drag it to the top. Now I'm going to separate them just so you can see what I'm talking about here. In Photoshop, we have a way to add many different strokes, drop shadows, make it look 3D, give it what we call a bevel and an emboss, drop a glitter pattern in there, and all of that good stuff. I'll show you some examples of that just so you can see what I'm talking about here. So in Photoshop, see how we have like the chenille texture inside of the text. We have glitter inside of the text. I even made it look like it was embroidery thread around the edge of the text. That's Photoshop. Again, 289, the same design that we're building right now in Canva. You can see glitter here. You can see 2 or 3 different strokes on the outside there. You see a drop shadow. You see a gradient inside of the glitter there. Those are things we can do in Photoshop very easily. They're not easily done in Canva, and some of those things just cannot be done in Canva. So while in Canva we can make some beautiful artwork, it will appear a little bit flatter. You will not be able to get as much of the effects. And even if you wanted to get some of the effects, you would have to download so many apps to try to achieve some of the things that Photoshop just inherently does that I don't think it would be efficient and effective as a design. All right. Oh, yes, love, this is definitely being recorded. Good catch, though. I appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and let me show you how I would do this text here. Now, if I wanted an outline of white, an outline of black, and a drop shadow, then I would have to do 3 pieces of text. Okay, so I'm going to show you that you could even do 3 pieces of text. You don't have to just do 2. So 2 of them looks like this. You see how you have 2 outlines, but if I wanted an outline and I also wanted a drop shadow, then what I'd have to do is Alt, click, and drag, make a copy of this, go to my effects. And for this one, the effect that I want to do is a shadow. So I'm going to hit shadow here. And then I'll have to play with the size of the shadow. And notice it also likes to change sizes of things when you add effects. So just be aware of that. Like for instance, if I change the blur of the shadow and the direction, offset, I'm making it a little more offset, increasing the opacity here. All right, now the easiest thing to do after you've done all of that is to just select all 3 pieces. Come on over here to Zoom, you're in my way. You are in my way, Zoom. Come on over here to position, and then I see 1, 2, and 3. Then you can arrange these by aligning them in the middle and in the center. And now I have 2 outlines and a drop shadow. I'm going to show y'all on Wednesday why that's not going to be any kind of problem for us to do in Photoshop, because it will automatically do it and then I won't have to play so much for the text. Now, if I want to do the word Mary just like that, okay, then I'm going to take these 3 layers. I have them selected. They're not grouped. They're just all 3 selected. And then I'm going to alt click and drag a set of those. Okay, now I am going to group those, and all I did was do Control G. Just like in Photoshop, you can do Control G to group. I did Control G just so I know the difference between this Grinchmas and this one. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and take these 3 here and group them. Now, in order to edit the text, I'm going to have to ungroup this set. And then when I click on the first layer, I'm going to double click here. All right, and I'm going to type in the word Mary, M-E-R-R-Y. Now check it out. Now I have to go to the second level of this and double click. And the thing is, now this is in my way. So what I would do is I would take this position, move it to the bottom. So I didn't move it on the board. I just moved it to the bottom of the set of text that I want to change in my layers. So then that way, when I click on the next set of text, I'm going to type the word Mary one more time. Again, I'm going to drop it below. And then for the third set, which has my drop shadow, I'm going to double click here and type in the word Mary. Like I said, we do not have to do all of this in Photoshop, but I'm just letting you know if you want to achieve some of the results. For instance, let me take you back to what we're looking at. See how I have this Slay the Season? It's a beveled internal. It has a gold glitter stroke. Let me get into it for you. Let me help you get into this. Okay. So it has a gold glitter stroke. You're not going to be able to get a gold glitter stroke, but you know, it's okay in Canva. So we have a gold glitter stroke. Then we have a white outline. Then I have a darker outline. Then I have an offset shadow. And then that offset shadow has some shading at the bottom of it to give it like a 3D pop. Okay. I'm sure I could spend some hours and figure out how to make that happen in Canva, but it's not going to be easy. And it's definitely not going to be a good use of your time. So if you're going with styles like this, where you can do a little bit of flat color, if you want to do some layers here, this is giving you as close to that effect without wearing you out. All right, so I'll go to position here, and I'm going to move this one to the very bottom. Okay, now my Mary has those 3 different layers here. Then let's say I want to change the color of Mary. I'll go to the color here, and I can use the color picker to pick a color from the image. That's one of my favorite things to do, even in Photoshop. All right, and I'm going to grab one of these reds, and there we have it. All right, now, if I go back to the position, I want to regroup these so they stay together, because look, once I do this, I don't want to be playing around with it anymore. So I'm going to go to the first one, hold down Shift, click the third one, Control G on the keyboard means to group. Control G is to group. Someone says Canva could never. Listen, Canva can do a lot, but Canva could never at this moment for sure do what we're doing in Photoshop. And I'm going to show you all how Canva could really never do our Automizer session. So how it's going to mock up all of these different products at once, put them on a nice little stage for us to promote. Yeah, that's not really going to happen in Canva. I don't believe anytime soon. The other thing is, let's say, for instance, I wanted to make this text, like this word Mary, look like it was weaving through the G of Grinchmas. I can do that very easily in Photoshop just by doing layer mask and kind of hiding certain parts of the text. But of course, that will be a little more challenging to do here. So I'm just going to make sure I overlap it just enough to make it look cute, but not to cover up any letters that make it illegible. Right, and I'm just inching it up on my keyboard with the up arrow just to kind of give it a little more space there. All right, and Lastly, you might want to add like an accent image here. So accent image might be something like this tree here. And we're going to go ahead and remove the background from it. Nafisha, what Photoshop? I just have the latest version of Photoshop. I believe it's Photoshop 2025 now. All right, and again, see how I was trying to jump inside of that frame? I'm going to hold down Control because I want this to be like a little accent piece here. So as I resize it, I'm still holding down Control so it doesn't jump anywhere. There we are. And now my image here, I'm going to make it a little bit larger and move it to where I feel like it's more visually appealing in the center. And I have a completed design. So technically, this is the template that you all can go into and edit as you please. Now, what I'm going to do for class tonight that starts at 8 o'clock, you all will be able to download these links with me. I'm going to walk you through it. So that's why I don't have it available right now, because some of you are new to the Academy and I want to make sure that you know exactly where to go in order to download everything. Tamara, you needed that little control tip there. All right, well, I'm glad that was helpful. So let me know right now before I close out of the free view session. First of all, was there anything that was helpful tonight that you saw? Anything that was helpful tonight that you saw? And then also, what else is it that is challenging you inside of Canva? Because tonight we're just touching on Canva. Tomorrow is AI. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow in AI. And this is what I need for us to do inside of the challenge, inside of the Zoom room. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start imagining what we're going to do for our design theme this week. So I told y'all we're going to do a holiday party, but I need you all to tell me, it doesn't have to be a holiday party. It could be a birthday party. It can be someone's anniversary, whatever you want it to be. But I want to show you all how we can create some graphics that will help you tell that story and sell that story. All right. All right. So here is another thing. I'm going to show you all exactly my process in about 5 minutes for designing. Okay. So first, we might access something like Pinterest, right? So let me give you a full rundown. I'm even doing this on the freeview class. And I'll show you exactly what I do with some of these ideas. Right. So for instance, this one was like a Lux Christmas party. And I'm going to tell you how I kind of run down some ideas here. I like the idea of the candy stripe theme. There's also looking at, that's not necessarily a snow globe. That's more like a perfume bottle. But when I looked at that, I was like, ooh, that reminds me of a snow globe. Also a candy cart kind of design here. That's something that sticks out to me. These oversized bows stick out to me. So I'm only just calling out things that are ideas, because when I go to develop my AI artwork, I want to have some ideas. So right here, this is a fireplace. Right. So the fireplaces might be a really good idea if you're not, if you're designing something that maybe people will take photos in front of. This is a great idea. And you can actually hang real stockings and real garland off of even your graphics there. And that way you're giving it a lot of dimension. Now, I want you all to tell me before I log out of the freeview class, because that's it for tonight, y'all, for the freeview. So hopefully you are enrolled and you're safe inside of the Zoom room, because we're about to get to business. But I want to see what everyone has in mind for their party. A prayer party, soft girl event. I love that. A baby shower. So Sherlyn, tell me a little bit more about the baby shower. What is the theme? You see, you have circus here, winter wonderland. silvers and golds, reds, pinks, blues. Tell me a little bit more about what your vision is for this. Not just what the event is, but what the vision is, because a lot of times that's what's going to take the most energy out of you, believe it or not. It's just really settling on a vision. Okay, I see y'all telling me wedding and anniversary. Okay, now let's get into a little bit more of what you're wanting to see with that theme. What are the colors? What are the influences? Like, is it going to be, I heard someone say like a soft girl theme. Are we going to use like watercolor images? If you're doing something like really festive and creative, maybe you want to do hyper realistic. We'll talk about that tomorrow with AI. But I want you to come to AI class tomorrow already knowing what theme you want to develop. Because here's the thing. If I just told you that most designs, and this is what I want you all to write down for tonight. This is one of the key takeaways too. Most designs are comprised of just three things, three simple things: a foreground, a background, and maybe some text. Okay. So isn't that what we just created here? We put a background in there. The foreground happens to be a photo or a subject image. Sometimes it's a logo, right? And then there's some text. And sometimes you're not using text. Sometimes you don't have a background. You just have just the logo. All right. But when we're designing and when we get into on Friday, when we get into the Automizer, which is going to automate all your designs, pretty much the most essential pieces that you need is foreground and background and maybe some text. All right. Okay, Ashley, I like this the specificity here. I think I said that right. A winter wonderland for the workplace. Blue, silver, and white. And actually, once you're done designing this week, you will have a marketable project. You hear what I'm saying? In 5 days, a marketable project. You'll have your mock-up, you will have your concept come to reality, and you have something that you can show for to whoever is over that budget for that workplace event. I'm excited for you. Anyone else? All right, a LV 50th birthday. I love that. I love that. Friendsgiving. Okay. So Tamara, with the Friendsgiving, what's the colorway? Are we doing like maybe some of the traditional oranges and browns and creams? Are we going with the pink Friendsgiving? What do you want to see? Do you want to see turkeys and make it fun and funky, or do you want to possibly have more some elegant features like backdrops that might have fall leaves and maybe some pumpkins and that sort of thing, pink pumpkins if you're doing a pink thing, right? I just want to know what your vision is, so tomorrow I can help you build that vision with AI artwork. Gender reveal, love it, love it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out on the preview session, y'all, because we are getting ready for our 8 p.m. session where we're going to build in Canva. And this is just a Canva basics, y'all. I know some of you all are probably much more advanced in this. This is just a taste of Canva so that you all get comfortable with designing with me, no matter where you come from. And then I promise you by Wednesday, you all are going to be doing some advanced level graphics you didn't even know you could do. All right, a Grinchy theme. And Crystal, I like that you said Grinchy. That's one of my words. I'd be like Grinchy or Grinch-ish. Theme like family Christmas party, blue, red, green, and white. Perfect. All right. So thank you all for joining me for the preview class for the challenge. This will not be recorded for the preview class. So when you show up for preview, the game is what you get at that time. So I appreciate y'all spending your time with me, and I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to give some preview information tomorrow about AI artwork. And then, of course, at 8 o'clock, we get down to business in the Zoom room for the VIP part of the challenge. All right, Craft to Quit, stay in the Zoom room for me, please. Yep, you're going to stay right here. Everyone who's in the Zoom room, y'all stay in the Zoom room with me. And then anyone who may be watching over on YouTube and you're supposed to be in the Zoom room because your craft to quit, go ahead and look on the back end of your courses under My Products and type in 11/11, which is the title for this class is the 11/11 Auto Design Me Holiday Challenge. You'll see the Zoom link right there and go ahead and join us on in here. Ooh, a birthday peacock color with the purple and aqua and blue. Kim, I like that. I like that a lot. All right. So thank you all on the YouTube side for the preview class. I appreciate you. I love you dearly. And until next time, bye. Good night, y'all.